Right, Shalom. First and foremost, all praises and glories unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Arachakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the elder bishops of the great millstone who teach, guide, and rule well. And greetings, salutations, blessings, and much love unto you men and women out there who have changed your life towards righteousness for you and your families, that you may be closer to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, in hopes that you are granted salvation, especially in these dark and evil times that we're coming into and that we're living in Babylon the Great and across the four corners of the earth. Shalom unto you. All right, Brother Shaquat here. I have a video, and it's really just in the spirit for me, something that I always meditate on, especially to always go back and do this lesson for you younger men in the faith, for you people barely coming in. You have to understand that hearing about this truth and learning that you're an Israelite isn't simply the fullness of it. That's funny because I just thought of another precept. That's not the fullness of it. The fullness of it is when you get this thing. Two precepts. You get this thing, and you've been given through the Holy Spirit a level of understanding in this thing, and what comes a part of that. All right, so let me get these precepts I'm thinking of. I like this one first. Revelation chapter 10. I believe around the 9th verse. It says, and I went unto the angel and said unto him, give me the little book. And he said unto me, take it and eat it up, and it shall make thy belly bitter, but it shall be in thy mouth sweet as honey. And when you get you hear about this truth, you find out that you're an Israelite, you may find out what tribe you're from, or that you believe you're from, or whatever. You starting to pick up lessons, and you're watching videos, and you're learning and studying and taking notes and reading and doing all these things. You're basically eating up this book, eating up the understanding, this food for thought, okay? Food for soul, food for your spirit, okay? And you're changing your habits and everything. But the part that a lot of camps, I guess I could say, don't always talk about, and Christianity for sure don't talk about, is the hardships that come with having this word in sincerity and in truth, man. Okay? The hardships that come with this, you're going to lose. This thing is particularly about the bitter more than it's about the honey. And this leg of it, because this isn't just something that you put on and it's fun and it's sweet. And for all you teachers out there, man, that's teaching that it's all about making these rap albums and having 10 wives or whatever, right? And you can get money over here and that and this and that you got to teach this whole thing, man. Okay, you're doing the community. I don't even like using that word. You're doing servants of the Lord, and I believe that the elect are amongst some of those men in these other camps and all over the world. That may not be under great millstone, but they're sincere and they may be of the elect. Okay, and they're getting a great disservice by not being taught the fullness of this truth. And part of the fullness of this thing is the bitter, man. This bitter, it's hell. Yeah, nobody likes losing a job. Nobody likes being evicted. Nobody likes your woman stepping out on you because your new lifestyle is not what she was looking for in life. She was hoping for you to be able to do basically some worldly perspective type shit, she doesn't want to give up certain things. You may not want to give up these certain things. Okay, but the scriptures speak extensively about this topic. So it's always a good topic to go into, especially for those younger in the faith, but also to remind us, hey, the way you move in this world will prove what you're preparing for, okay? And if you're not preparing your mind to be denied and taken, these things taken from you, then, as I'm saying this through the Spirit, man, a lot of other precepts are coming to mind. But, it's nearly impossible to get them all. I mean, brothers can, but, it's just heavy. Anyway, verse 10, it says, and I took the little book out of the angel's hand and ate it up, and it was in my mouth sweet as honey, but as soon as I had eaten it, my belly was bitter. And what is that about? As soon as you got a deeper understanding, as soon as you digested it, okay, your belly became bitter. Ezekiel, no. It is Ezekiel chapter 3. Yeah, Ezekiel 3:1. Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, eat that thou findest, eat this roll, and go speak unto the house of Israel. So I opened my mouth, and he caused me to eat that roll. Okay, and he said unto me, Son of man, cause thy belly to eat, and fill thy bowels with this roll that I give thee. You have to become completely immersed into this thing. This has to be your obsession. Let's get that word.
Here's the definition of obsession: the state of being obsessed with someone or something.
Okay, she cares for him with a devotion bordering on obsession, an idea or thought that continually preoccupies or intrudes on a person's mind. Okay, fixation. You got to have that in this thing. Okay, you got to have that. He was in the grip of an obsession he was powerless to resist. A passion, mania, enthusiasm, preoccupation will be preoccupied in prophecy, be occupied in prophecy. Okay, that's where our addiction is another word. Okay, should be at. Okay, we have to, infatuation, we have to have that. Infatuation, an intense but short-lived passion. No. This is the long haul. Okay, let's check out addiction. The fact or condition of being addicted to a particular substance, thing, or activity, and this should be that thing that we're addicted to. Okay, and it's tough because how much can you remain addicted to this when you seem like every time you turn, it's negativity coming at you and you just taking L's? Well, this is a rite of passage, and I think that's what I may end up calling this video. These are the rites of passage, man. Okay, into that straight gate, which I believe I had that in here. Let's see. Bear with me while I just jotted down a bunch that came to mind, and Lord willing, it'll be edifying. Okay. It's right here. Yeah, I'll start down here. Matthew 7 verse 13. It says, enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many be there be which go in thereat, because straight, and this word is strait, difficult, is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. Okay, so this difficult way is not the ordinary path, but it is the rites of passage to get to where, to salvation. All right, and when you look at this, it's always temptations and salvations and enduring and patience throughout the scriptures, and it's important that we have these things. Okay, how else do you prove that you really love someone or something? Is by the actions you take. Okay, if you say, hey man, I just got that new Hellcat or whatever, right? But you don't change the oil, you don't put air in the tires, you don't wash the car, you have all kinds of French fries and smoke and ashes all over the car. You don't really treat it, as if you love it. Okay, what's gonna end up happening? It's gonna break down and be worthless to you. Okay, so that's why this thing is such an important that we keep constant maintenance on our spirits, man. We examine ourselves daily, whether we be in the faith. Okay, now we got things going on in our lives, and as time gets harder, it gets tougher to, to not do some of the things to keep you out of a bad situation, which is, but this still has to be that obsession for you. This still has to be what consumes your mind. All right. So I'm gonna just go into some of the things I threw down as a bookmark, and then I'll jump around. And there's a lot in here. Let me see. Yeah, and I didn't get them all. Let's keep going. Let's go to, yeah, that's a good chapter. Let me go to this one right quick. 1 Corinthians chapter 4, and I'm gonna start at verse 11. It says, "Even unto this present hour we both hunger and thirst and are naked and are buffeted and have no certain dwelling place." These are the rites of passage. Paul was breaking it down to us. Okay, in that time he broke it down to the to the disciples, and in this time it's to us again. Okay, for us to know and for us to pass that down. All right, and labor, working with our own hands, being reviled we bless, being persecuted we suffer it. These are the rites of passage. Your mind has to be in a proper space to endure these things. So when bad things happen unto you, you can't be like, man, woe is me, man. The world hates me, man. This sucks. Hey, this is when we, you know what? Hey, count it. I think it says that. I may have that one. I do. When you count it all joy. Okay, you count these negativities as a good thing. That means you're on that righteous path. Okay, it says, being defamed, we entreat, we are made as the filth of the world, and are the offscouring of all things unto this day. I write not these things to shame you, but as my beloved sons, I warn you. He warned us that this will be part of the walk that we have. Hey, and the walk builds you up, but it comes to that moment, man. We know what that moment is, the hour of temptation. Jacob's trouble before that. Okay, all these hardships are coming, man, that we have to be built up to endure. And as the time gets closer, man, there's not a lot of time to rehearse and practice these things, to get your mind right. So you gotta really, be focused on these opportunities that you take these things, and that you see them as building blocks for your success in this truth. All right, I'm gonna go to that James now. I pretty much quoted it. James 1 verse 2, it says, I like 1 and 1. James 1 and 1, a servant of Yahweh and of the Lord Yahweh Shah Mashiach, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting. Talking to the Israelites, particularly the elect, all right? It says, my brethren, count it all joy when ye fall into diverse temptations, into bad situations, man. Okay? Knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience. Yeah, and it's easy for these things to bother you, and they're supposed to. They're going to. We are in these chains of darkness. We are in the flesh. It's gonna feel fucked up, man. It's gonna irk you. It's gonna be frustrating. It's gonna be like, damn, man. You may want to cry over some of this shit, but as time goes on, you're up. This the way it go. Apostle Tahar says some years ago, and other apostles, bring this type of thing up. And first time in this truth, when he was like, yeah, I got the chick I want, and I got this, and I got that. And then all of a sudden, she step out and cheat on you, and then you break up, and y'all split up, or whatever the case may be. Just a quick testimony of it for me. And you be like, damn, man, that shit hurts. This chick just left me for another random worldly ass nigga, man. How could she do that? But you know what? After this happens, it's like, man, oh well. And what the apostle said was, damn, so now she with the new nigga. And it your first actually like, damn, that kind of hurts. She throwing it damn near like she throwing this shit in my face. But at the end of the day, you get over it, and once you get past it, hey, the Most High builds you up. Especially if you do the right thing in character, and you do the right thing as far as integrity goes. If you don't continually compromise yourself as a man in this truth that believes and that's following his beliefs as his holy calling that we've been given, and you don't compromise that, man, hey, the Most High will increase you. And Lord willing, I can get into a little bit of that into this lesson as well, because when these moments happen, when things are taken from you, what is it that we must do? Pull closer to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua. And how do we do that? By studying. But before I jump the gun into that, let me keep reading. It says, but let patience have her perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. But if any of you lack wisdom, let him ask the Most High, that giveth to all men liberally. Just give it to you as much as as you can take in. But you got to do the work to receive it. All right. And upbraideth not, and it shall be given him. But let him ask in faith, nothing wavering, knowing that this is the focus of what we want. Okay, this is the right path. This is the rites of passage to get there. All right. For he that wavereth is like a wind of the sea driven, is like a wave of the sea driven with the wind and tossed. For let not that man think that he shall receive anything of the Lord. Okay, and you can't be like, well, man, it ain't happening fast, and let me switch up. As is the next verse 8, it says, a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. Okay, so you don't want to be that, because hey, you'll be. It's like you almost about to make it, and you'll switch up because it didn't come when you think. Right when you was about to get it, you didn't endure and push through that one more hard push, 2 pushes, to break through. And then because you didn't go to that level, now you didn't switch up. Now you're chasing something else, and you didn't go far enough there because it ain't coming fast enough. Then you're just gonna be chasing empty, man. Okay, so keep your eyes single and focused, and I'm sure that's in here as well, in Matthew the 6th chapter. But anyway, so let me not gonna read all of it, this chapter, but let me get a few of them. 21. Blessed is the man that endureth temptation. For when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord Yahweh have promised to them that love him. Okay, when you endure it, you go through there, and the apostle broke it down for us. To endure means to make hard. When you're hardened against these things, man, and particularly the biggest things that we have to be hardened against is carnality, man. Our feelings, our emotions. Okay, those are work against the spirit. The spirit is what you have to be like. You know what? Forget that house. Forget that job, man. Forget that chick or whatever. And it sucks because a lot of us are in situations where we may have kids involved. We may have rent, mortgage, whatever involved. You may need your transportation, but hey, you'll find a way. The Most High, if you seeking Him, He'll add these things unto you. All right. It says, "Let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of the Most High. For the Most High cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempteth He any man. But every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed." Yeah, and a lot of these issues that come up against us is parts in us that we haven't put away, so to speak. Okay, we haven't completely put away, and there's still issues kind of nagging, in our spirit. We still kind of want these certain things. And so what's Satan gonna do as a roaring lion seeking whom he may devour? What is he gonna do? He's gonna find those things and try to use it against you so he can sift you out. Okay. It says, "Then when lust hath conceived, it bringeth forth sin, and sin, when it is finished, bringeth forth death. Do not err, my beloved brethren. Every good gift and perfect gift is from above, and come down from the Father of lights, with whom is no variableness, neither shadow of turning." The Most High is straightforward, and in the way the scriptures are written, our focus has to be that same straightforward. Okay? It has to keep that same single-mindedness about what our objectives are. All right? Of his own will beget he us with the word of truth, that we should be a kind of first fruits of his creatures. And that's what we're hoping for, that we were those first fruits, man, in the garden under Yahweh Shai. Okay? Because as some people may not understand and just be putting speakings out there, you still get the kingdom, you still get salvation if you do take the chip, and no, it ain't the same thing. Okay, that's why we got to fight so hard, man, to make it, because we don't want to be a part of that other number. We want to be a part of that elect. See if I had anything else in this. No, so let's see what else. Um, where's the one I wanted? It was a couple of them in there. There's something I was quoting. It was here we go. James. Did I read that all the way? That's what I just read, isn't it? Yep. Salakia. Oh yeah, Matthew 6. Matthew 6 verse 19. Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth. This carnal shit, man. Trying to protect your feelings and all that. Forget that, man. The Most High is gonna offend you. And if you're not able to get over that, He's gonna allow you to be tried and tempted to be offended. And if you can't get over those offenses, hey man, you can't make it through this straight gate. Okay? So lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth where moth and rust do corrupt and where thieves break through and steal. If a nigga can do something to you on, I'm using this as an example, if a nigga can do something to you on earth and it hurts to where it uproots you out the faith, man, this thing ain't for you. You got to be willing to let that shit slide off, man. Take that hit, and through the gift of prophecy, we've been given the forewarning of knowing that we brace for impact. Boom, this shit. All right, now it's coming. Now this is what's supposed to happen. Now damn, I'm still okay. I'm still good. I'm still in the fight. It didn't knock me out. It may have knocked me down, but it didn't knock me out. But I'm back up, and I'm still in this fight, man. I'm still, trying to win this thing, man. Okay. It says, and that's the mentality, you got to take. Says, because the blows are coming. It's a rite of passage to catch these blows, man. Job caught blows. Okay. Did not Paul catch blows? Yahushua caught the most blows. Okay. All the prophets before us took L's, man. Okay. Knowing what we know. Knowing what they knew in those times, man. They all died and perished, man. All right, so how do we feel we just gonna breeze through? No, we gotta take these hits, man. We gotta take these L's, and if we're able to get through them and endure them with patience, hey, we'll have our chance, man. All right, verse 20. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust do corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also, and no man can take your crown from you. If it's of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, if that's the crown that you seek, okay, and that's the crown we should be seeking, and the number one end of that crown is wisdom. You ask any professional athlete that's reached a high level, and they'll tell you the sacrifices is the biggest things that they don't miss. Meaning the things that they gave up, it was worth it to get to that high level. Okay, because they made it. And that's what we have to do here. Losing in certain situations and people looking at you and this and that can't be what pulls you out, man. That can't be, even your family and your kids, man, that can't be the thing that takes you out of this thing, man. That's how you got to look at it. Okay, in Matthew the 19th chapter, late at the end of the chapter, Peter asks Yahushua, what we've given up everything, what should we get? Yahushua said, you got to give up everything. And then you'll begin to receive in the regeneration. You'll receive it then. Talking about the time we're coming into. Though he was speaking to him in that time then, he's talking about the time we're coming into. Okay, this is when you really should put the hardest effort in, because this is when we win. Okay, it says, verse 22, the light of the body is the eye. If therefore thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light. And the hardest thing when I came in was taking these L's, and I was finally starting to catch W's in life, man. Right before the truth, I was like, yeah, I'm winning. I got a good chick. I got this. I got that. I got a little money. Got a cool job, blah, 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 blah. Thinking of all of it taken from you. And damn near my life was taken in front of my kids. Okay? This is how this has to be. And if you can't look at it and say, you know what? This truth is the biggest and most important thing I got going on in my life. It's not just for this life, it's for the life to come. Okay, and as bad as this life is, and recognize this life fucking sucks. And then going into the new life that we're hoping for, the kingdom of heaven, by starting the first level, starting in this wisdom, hey man, that's what it's all about. Getting the wisdom that can carry you unto salvation. Okay, and it's in the scriptures through the Holy Spirit. All right. If thy eye be evil, the whole body shall be full of darkness. And if the light that is in thee be darkness, how great is that darkness? No man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other. That's why when this is where my focus is. My eye, I got that single eyedness focus, on this one thing. And when that one thing, that other things that you have to do in your life, when those things, get compromised or certain things, don't work out, it shouldn't uproot you in this truth. But it should actually be used as an opportunity to strengthen you. Now you got a clear space to grow more in this faith. Okay? When my kids was taken away from me and BM left me and all this other whatnot, that gave me time to sit down and really put more effort into this word. And when you lose a job, damn, I'm homeless, but I gotta figure this out. So now I got time to figure this out. When jobs aren't taking in applications after a certain time and the managers are gone or whatever, hey, I got these hours until in the morning when I got to look again to go try to hit these managers up. Now I got to focus again. Now I get to just sit down and be comforted by the Lord through these scriptures. Okay? It says, no man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and mammon. And understand that mammon that's the god of money. That is not what you want to follow. And then what brought this about was when you focus on Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua and his wisdom. Matter of fact, let me jump down. I'm going to get straight to the point and jump down. 31, it says, 30, wherefore if the Most High so clothe the grass of the field, which today is and tomorrow is cast into the oven, shall he not much more clothe you, O ye of little faith? We've had a guy in this camp that he couldn't sit down on the Shabbat. I got to go to work. No, you get to set your own schedule, man. You don't have to go on the Shabbat. And he continued to go on the Shabbat, and he would never make the money. And then a couple times when we get him to not go, he stay at the house. We chill. He'd hang out with his son. He would we'd do a lesson or whatever, go over some stuff, and then he'd go back to work the next day and make the money. But he didn't want to follow that path. Follow that hustle. That, he wanted I gotta be out there. And the more he was out there, before you knew it, he was out the truth. Before you knew it, he was out the truth. Okay? So these things that we're talking about, they're important that we keep our eye focused on what the overall goal is. All right? It says, therefore take no thought, saying, what shall we eat, or what shall we drink, or wherewithal shall we be clothed? For after all these things do the Gentiles seek, for your heavenly Father knoweth that ye have need of all these things. But seek ye first the kingdom of the Most High and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. So put your focus on this truth, man, and the Most High will reward you, like he rewarded Solomon, man. Because when he was, that's where I was actually going to go with it. Let me see real quick. Bear with me. I had it a couple times in here. I go to this one in the Chronicles, 2 Chronicles chapter 1. Was there some above it? Nope, that was the point at 10. It says, give me now wisdom and knowledge, that I may go and come in before this people. For who can judge this thy people that is so great? And the Most High said unto Solomon, because this was in thine heart, and thou hast not asked riches, wealth, or honor, nor the life of thine enemies, neither has asked long life, but has asked wisdom and knowledge for thyself, that thou mayest judge my people, not just for you, but that you may be able to judge, to be a benefit to someone else. Okay? Over whom I have made thee king, wisdom and knowledge is granted unto thee, and I will give thee riches and wealth and honor such as none of the kings that have had that have been before thee, neither shall there any after thee have the like. Okay, the Most High blessed him with both. Okay, let's go to the other version of it where he actually was speaking of it. Matthew chapter 7, verse. No. Not that one, Salaki. I meant Wisdom of Solomon. Let me get it real quick. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, verse 7. It says, wherefore I prayed and understanding was given me. I called upon Yahweh and the spirit of wisdom came to me. I preferred her, which is wisdom, before scepters and thrones, and esteemed riches nothing in comparison of her. Okay, so losing things of this world, man, is nothing in comparison to the things that we gain by gaining the wisdom. And wisdom will guide you into getting your daily bread, your money, you know, and more so infinite wealth going into the kingdom of heaven. Okay, you got to believe that, yeah, you'll do good if you're a 2/3 going into the kingdom of heaven just for being an Israelite. But if you're of the elect, man, it's got to be something special about that. The book is set up for the elect, not just any old Israelite that know they Israel, or I'm going to get the kingdom. Yeah, you'll get the kingdom, but the way you got to get there, man, it's got to be something more significant if the whole book is set up to guide the elect to escape death, man. To not have to, unless it's by being a martyr, but to the special situation of being of the elect. That's what the book is set up for. To help the elect through the spirit of wisdom to get to the kingdom of heaven. So we don't have to taste death. Okay? So we get the victory over death. We get the victory over the world. We get to get out of these chains of darkness. Okay? It said, I preferred her before scepters and thrones, and esteemed riches nothing in comparison of her. Neither compared I unto her any precious stone, because all gold in respect of her is as little sand, and silver shall be counted as clay before her. I loved her above health and beauty, and chose to have her instead of light. For the light that cometh from her never goeth out. All good things together came to me with her, and innumerable riches in her hands. And I rejoiced in them all, because wisdom goeth before them, and I knew that she was the mother of them. Okay, I learned diligently, I do communicate her liberally, I do not hide her riches. Yeah, and we're giving this thing, we're giving it to judge and to give this thing unto people. And when you look at it, I get asked by regular people at work or whatever, certain questions like, dang, I'm not feeling good, what should I do? And because, especially here at Great Millstone, but just being an Israelite, you're supposed to be into all these things, man, health and different. Hey, your baby's got this type of cough and he's going through these things. Hey, give him this. Try to do that. Just passing this out to other Jakes, man, whether they believe in this thing or not, just giving this info to Jakes. And if Jake don't take the wisdom, hey, that's on them. And, if they're kind of not necessarily asking, but they're not sure what to do. And if you have the answers, it's okay to give it to Jake, man. Jake still got to make the action happen. They can't be like, okay, good enough. They still got to make the action happen. All right? Same as us. We still got to go put this work in to get this wisdom. Okay? And if the Most High opens up your daily calendar, your time, the time of the day, hey, let's try to fill it more with him, with his spirit in it. All right? Let's do this one. Let's go Haggai, chapter 1. It says, this is verse 2. It says, thus speaketh the Lord of hosts, saying, this people say, the time is not come, the time that the Lord's house should be built. Then Haggai came the word of the Lord, Then came the word of the Lord by Haggai the prophet, saying, is it time for you, O ye, to dwell in your sealed houses, and this house lay waste? Is it time for you to fix your life? Because you took L's in this truth, now it's time for you to put the word down for a little bit and to build up your living situation, hey man, if we ain't looking around, man, this thing about to collapse on us. Okay? Why would I want to go if I'm on the Titanic and I know that this boat was prophesied to crash and sink? Am I gonna be in there trying to build my room up and make the bed and wipe the windows down? And no, I'm gonna be looking toward how the hell I'm gonna get off this boat and survive off of this boat. I'm gonna be in the kitchen trying to grab a little bit of food. I'm gonna be looking for a nice life preserver. I'm gonna be looking for a boat, lifeboat or whatever. Okay, same as this word, man. You gotta be, and this boat is that analogy of those things, man. Those survival things. Okay, it says, now therefore, thus saith the Lord of hosts, consider your ways. Ye have sown much and bring in little. Ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm. And he that earneth wages to be put into a bag of holes. It's not even that you're making bad decisions with your money necessarily. It's just what has to happen. You're not meant to stack it up and just be having it in this life. You have enough to provide for yourself and a little bit around that the Most High may have you dealing with, for whatever, whether it's to share with the brethren or the church or whatever the case may be, or just to sustain you for this amount of time till you can get the next gig or whatever. But this is the way it has to go. And wisdom is going to help you to understand that, especially if your focus isn't about, okay, I got a little bit of money. I just hit this lick or this whatever, and now I got some extra money. Now I'm gonna go ahead and live it up. Not to say you can't go have a good time. You should, but make sure that I stay single on what our goals truly are. And our goal is to gain salvation out of this thing. And I'm saying this particularly, from a skew of man to man, but for you women as well. This goes for you too. So we know how the scriptures go as far as, she may be saved through childbearing, basically through a man, right? Well, you can use a sense of knowledge and understanding and wisdom on how you have to be to dwell in peace with a man. The scriptures give the blueprint on that as well. And then you just using that wisdom and sincerity to give that man some peace and to help him to not have extra hell on his plate, that he can get into the kingdom of heaven, that he can keep his focus on the kingdom of heaven. All right, just to put that out there. Anyway, yeah, that's good for that. I mean, there's more in here. Now I'm going to read more. So go up to the mountain and bring wood and build the house, and I will take pleasure in it, and I will be glorified, saith the Lord. Ye looked for much, and lo, it came to little, and when you brought it home, I did blow upon it. Why? Saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, because of mine house that is waste, and ye run every man to his own house. Okay? But when he can be glorified in his house, if you setting your temple up, which is of the Lord, if you're getting that in order, hey man, he's gonna glorify that. Okay, and you keeping your eyes single for the overall goal of the temple in at large. Hey man, he's gonna allow your hands to keep going in the work. Okay. From there, let's see. Read those. I gotta do this one. Sirach chapter 2. All right. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble. Take that time when you in trouble and slow things down and center yourself, man, and get that focus, man. Get that focus. Like, okay, let me set my focus. Let me read more. Let me study more. Whether it's audio Bible, let me watch more videos, do more breakdowns. Let me go into the Hebrew more. Let me, pray more. Let me fast. you know, and the Most High will reward you. When you go through these things, man, prepare. These are rites of passage that the Most High may be increasing you. So when these negative things and something's being taken from you, man, he may just be making room to be able to increase you. And I'm not trying to sound like a Christian pastor, but this is how the Most High works, and it's highlighted in the Bible. He'll remove things out of your life so he can add in some new things for you. Okay, so now you're not concerned about, damn, she left me, man. Damn, this job is gone, man, and you all in your feelings. But if you deal with that, get past that, now you look at it like, okay, so now how I'm gonna spend my time? Matter of fact, I'm gonna spend my time with the Comforter. I'm gonna spend my time with the Spirit of the Lord in the Word, listen to the audio Bible, watching brothers' videos, reading, doing videos, and you'll be surprised how the Most High will work through you, will work in you and increase you. Okay, brothers go through it, man. Brothers go through it. And this is nothing, more or less than what the apostles have been teaching us. The elder bishops have been teaching us. The men that's been this thing for some years have been teaching us, passing this game, so to speak, passing this wisdom down to us, and showing us how to walk in these rites of passage, man. Brothers go through things. There's elder brothers that go through things that we don't even see what they go through, and it look like they ain't going through nothing, but brothers be going through hell, man. Damn near, bad situations. If you knew, you'd be like, damn, he was going through that. Yeah, man. Yeah, brothers go through it. And to still be here fighting and still have a fighting chance, hey, man, take that and let that build your faith for when you go through it. Because this is just for everyone to go through, man. This is a rite of passage for brothers to go through. All right? It says, cleave unto him, you draw closer unto the Most High through his word, right? And depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. And that other guy I was speaking about earlier that was once in his camp, when adversity came to him, and I think about the parable of the sower, but when the adversity came to him, he was like, man, I gotta go deeper. I gotta go back into the world to get myself together. And we were looking at him like, don't do that. And he disappeared. And then when we ran across him again one day, he was all the way in the world and looked like he may have never been in the truth. Though he recognized this, there was he was like, I done some shit, I can't go back. It's like, yeah, we still fighting and we still here. We still fighting to make it, man. We don't know why you quit. We was here together for this thing. And in this brotherhood, man, it's more than what than it may appear on the outside. Guys on the outside, they don't know what it's like in Great Millstone. They don't know how much the brotherhood really pull through for brothers, man. And it's not always, here, brother, let me help you out. It may just be listening to a brother, get it off his chest. It may be, here, take a few dollars. It may be just breaking down scriptures and just, going by the brother a drink and just, just consoling him and sharing, testimonies. You never know. Okay? Hey, bro, but hey, one thing, that's around the time that this happened to me. So now that I've been through it, then now, look at it this way. Don't look at it that way, bro. Look at it this way. And change your perception on things to a positive perspective. The Most High continues to tell us, like it's about to say, verse 4, or verse 3, it says, cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last, and that you can grow in this time. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully. Wait, take all these L's cheerfully? Yes, because you're on the right path. This is the rites of passage. And be patient when thou art changed to a lower state. And endure it, man. When you change and things are taken away, be patient. This is for a reason. Grab onto that comforter and don't let go. Squeeze tighter, man. Hold on. Spend more time with him. Okay? For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. Okay? We got to go through it. The scripture saying Acts, the 14th chapter, through much tribulation shall we enter into the kingdom of heaven. Okay? So we got to go through it to get there. I should bring that one. Let me read that one. Read that one in a while. It's been coming back around. Acts chapter 4, verse 22. It says, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, that we must, through much tribulation, enter into the kingdom of the Most High. Okay? We gotta go through it to get to it, man. All right, another one was Second Esdras, the 7th chapter, one of my favorite chapters as well. Speaking about going through the difficult way to get to the going through the narrow path to get to the broad field. Where all good things are set up for you. Which is that kingdom of heaven, man. All right. Let me see what else in here. Sirach chapter 11, which is some pretty good stuff in there. Verse 14, prosperity and adversity, life and death, poverty and riches come from the Lord. So when he's doing it for you, he's doing it really to test you, but he's also doing it to build you up, so you can use it as an opportunity to be built up. Okay? He'll take things from you and put you in a lower state so he can build you up. And now that you've been faithful of a few things, now he can give you many things. He can give you more wisdom. He can give you more responsibility. He can give you more honor, more glory. Okay? Let's see. 17. The gift of the Lord remaineth with the godly, and his favor bringeth prosperity forever. Not on this side, that forever is the kingdom of heaven. This side is temporal. Okay? There is that waxeth rich by his weariness and pinching, and this is the portion of his reward. Whereas he said, I have found rest, and now will I eat continually of my goods. Yeah, that's, when you got that, I got to go hard at the job, but not keeping focus. Now, some of us, these are the hours that you got to work, and so you got to do what you got to do, But let's not forget to keep your mind and your focus still on this truth. All right, and I'm talking to myself, as always. All right, it says, and ye knoweth not what time shall come upon him, and that he must leave those things to others and die. All right. Be steadfast in thy covenant, and be conversant therein, and wax old in thy work. And we've watched the apostles wax old in this work, man, and continue to grow. Wax means to grow. Continue to grow in knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. They were on another level when we first seen them. And now you can, through the years, we've watched them just grow and grow and grow continually, to the fact that they've taught us how to grow. All right. I don't want to read any more of that. But that's a good chapter, of course. I don't want to read that either. Let's go to this one. I'll close with this one unless something else comes to my spirit. Hebrews chapter 12. And ye have forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto you as unto children. I do have another one after this. I speaketh to you as unto children, my son, despise not thou the chastening of the Lord, nor faint when thou art rebuked of him. For whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth, and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth. You got to get that ass whooping. You got to get things taken from you. You got to go on punishment. Okay, but when you're in that time, what are you going to do at that time? Okay, the Lord shall find him so doing when he returns, to roughly paraphrase that parable. Okay, it says, if ye endure chastening, the Most High dealeth with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not? But if ye be without chastisement, whereof all are partakers, then ye are bastards and not sons. Any man that's looking at it like, man, well, come on, I got to go through this, because you have this opportunity for salvation. And if Jake is out there living it up and their life seem easy, and they just getting money and they just doing this, they got weekends and resting and hanging with their family and beautiful wife and 2-3 cars and nice vacations, and so what, man? So what? What's their end gonna be in these dark times that we believe are coming, that we can see are coming? when they don't have the wisdom of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua to stand on. They don't have the works. They don't have the treasures in their spiritual bank accounts, as we like to say. Okay, when they don't believe in the miracles, they don't understand what those bright lights in the sky are and what they symbolize. They don't know why the economy's collapsed. Okay, and what's going to come if you endure through all of that. You know, with the faith in Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. All right. It says, but if ye be without chastisement, whereof all are partaken, then ye are bastards and not sons. Furthermore, we have had fathers of our flesh which corrected us, and we have given them reverence. Shall we not much rather be in subject unto the Father of spirits and live? Yeah, now that we know whom the Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua is, then we should notice that they rule this thing, man, for us, man. They have that Holy Spirit that we can stay in to stay close to them. And that's how we obey them and live. As it says in Timothy, these will make you wise unto salvation, man. These things will make us wise unto salvation. It says, for they verily for a few days chastened us after their own pleasure, but he for our profit, for our benefit, that we might be partakers of his holiness. Now, no chastening for the present seemeth to be joyous, but grievous. In the end, it's going to be grievous when we don't get these chastisements, when we don't go through this. Yeah, and the people of the world, family, you know, these people are not going to get it. They're not going to understand why you're never available on a Saturday. How come you can't make it out of town with us? We going on a trip. How come you can't do this? Man, just hit the blunt. How come you don't eat that no more, man? Nobody want to hear about that old Muslim Christian thing. So what, man? So what? Removing people like that out of, you know, being removed out of your life is a beneficial thing to us. Now I don't have to go to family functions and hang out. I don't have to be around certain men with that certain type of spirit that I don't want to be around. I get to just be around righteous men fighting for their salvation like I am, that believe what I believe. I'm not out here crazy by myself, to say it in that way. But I have other like-minded people confirming that we're not crazy. But we do see the benefits of being in the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. We can see the growth, and we can see that day coming clearer and clearer into focus, man. All right. It says, nevertheless, afterward, it yielded the peaceable fruit of righteousness unto them which are exercised thereby. It blooms and blossoms into things that you can benefit from, a real profit unto you. Okay, fruits of righteousness, peaceable fruit of righteousness. Okay. All right, and it tells us, wherefore lift up the hands which hang down and the feeble knees. Hey, give hope unto those, man. Pass this on. Sometimes when you've been through some shit and you got some experience in certain things and you pass it down, it builds you up. As brothers go through things, you know, and I see a similar situation and I try to share my situation or a brother shares it with me, I get built up, man. I get charged up. Okay? Seeing that you hear these stories that the apostles tell and the elder bishops tell about situations that they've been in, man, it's like, whew, man, yeah, you still here, man. I'm better now because of that situation. What? You lost everything? Yeah, I lost everything, but look what I've gained since that time. Okay. Yeah, here's a big one. I'm gonna keep reading. It says, make straight paths for your feet. That single eye, man. Make straight paths for your feet, lest that which is lame be turned out of the way, but let it rather be healed. Follow peace with all men and holiness, without which no man shall see the Lord. Okay? Look diligently, lest any man fail any man fail of the grace of the Most High, lest any root of bitterness spring up trouble you. springing up trouble you. Hey, you can't have that bitterness, man. That's when in the parable of the sower, it's talking about the thorns sprout up because of the truth and bursting. You know, where situations come up because of the truth. You know, it was all good at first, but then now you're uprooted by tribulation, because persecutions because of the word. Okay, and Paul said, man, I'm gonna try to get that one. And thereby many be defiled. Okay, see if I can get that one. Paul said, I believe it's 2 Corinthians. Beautiful, because now I found it in Romans 8, and it's beautiful because the other scripture I was trying not to forget is right here in this chapter as well. Romans 8 verse 18, for I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. Okay, when we endure this chastening, man, we go through this rites of passage, man. We go through this straight gate. We go through this trial by fire, man. These adversities. Okay, it's gonna make us worthy, and it's not worthy to be compared to what we gain from this thing. When when Yahushua answered Peter, he said, "What force shall we have, man?" He said, "You'll be on 12, sitting on 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. You're gonna be in a high position in the government of the gods of the universe. You're not gonna be the guy, Yahweh, Shai, King David, all with 12 all the way down, but you're gonna be up there, man. You ain't gonna be low blow Israelite, just barely above the heathen, like some of these 2/3, just in the ruling class. Okay, which is still a good, but at the end of the day, to be at that upper echelon is where we're fighting to really be at. Okay, anyway, it says, let's see, it's a lot in here. Yeah. Yep. Let me just jump down to the point, which is in 35. Who can separate us from the love of Hamashiach Yahushai? Shall tribulation or distress or persecution or famine or nakedness or peril or sword? Okay. What can separate us, man? Death can't separate us, man. The Maccabees put that to example for us. Okay? It says, as it is written, for thy sake we are killed all the day long, we are counted as sheep for the slaughter. In this life we just take L's. We just take hits. Big body, Mike Tyson body blows, knockout, uppercuts, all of that, man. We just take hits. Okay, but we ain't out. We may be down, but we not out. We continue to, through the Most High, we continue to get up and keep fighting, man. Keep fighting for our salvation. The scriptures say, let no man take thy crown. Okay, it says, nay, in all things we are more than conquerors through him that loved us. For I am persuaded that neither death nor life, nor angels, nor principalities, nor powers, nor things present, nor things to come, nor height, nor depth, nor any other creature shall be able to separate us from the love of Yahweh, which is in Hamashiach Yahushai, our Lord. Okay, nothing can take us out of this thing, man. You got to look at it like that. This is all that matters. Salvation is all that matters. And to be the focus, for that to be your focus, you have to keep your eyes single down this path, man. Okay, this path of righteousness, this path of difficulty. Okay, and it takes your full attention. Okay, meaning you can't disconnect and just be off in la la land nowhere. You got to stay locked in on keeping your eyes on the prize, being focused on the end of that tunnel. All right, and I'll close with this one. I think I had it in the Yep. Revelation chapter 3, verse 10, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, enduring all these situations, all these tribulations, all these trials, all this adversity, all these ills and losses and blows. I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation. That moment when you gotta make the decision. Do I want to keep my life by taking this mark, okay, or am I gonna forsake it all that I may win Yahushua, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell therein? Behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown, that nothing take thy crown. Him that overcometh will I make a pillar in the temple of my God, and he shall go no more out, and I will write upon him the name of my power. Woo! And the name of the city of my God, of my power, which is New Jerusalem, which cometh down out of heaven from the Most High power, and I will write upon him my new name. Okay, that's what we're fighting for. That's what we want. That's why we stay single. That's why we take these L's. That's why we take these losses and keep fighting. That's why we don't give in to the characters of those of the world that want to take us out. This is why we fight, man. This is why we stay strong in this thing, man. So I believe I've hit the point. I'm gonna end it there, and there's plenty more precepts, but that's what this is about, man. This whole truth, if you look at this Bible, man, is about keeping us focused on enduring all the way through, looking at the things of the past, the situations of the past, and watch, man, how did they get through in them times? How did this situation happen? How this is how they did and they failed. This is how they did and they succeeded. Let me follow after that, and knowing that reference. Hey, so you can pray. Hey, call all your Habashim Shai. You did this for these men, for the Maccabees. You did this for Daniel in the lion's den. You did it for the three holy children. And being able to call on it with confidence because you know it's in there and you believe it. And different testimonies, and you've been through situations that a regular man couldn't make it through, but you have. We've watched faith being built through this Hurricane Ian and different situations that brothers go through. Brothers have had cars that have been mangled. But this brother's alive, well, teaching on the street the next week or, soon after. Brothers have had cars blow up and still go out and teach the same day. Brothers have trees thrown around and land on their house or whatnot, but it didn't go through and crush the house. Okay, these are things to build us up. These are L's, man. These are L's that people of the world would not be able to deal with. But through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, He allows us to be built up, to endure these things, to make it through these things, and to rejoice in these moments, man. So count these L's joy, man, and moments to be built up and gravitate stronger to the Most High as we see that day approaching, man. Get closer and closer to Yahweh Shem Yahushai in that spirit, that you may be strengthened in His spirit to endure to the end, man. So Lord willing, this was edifying. Give all praise and glories unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem HaRachakdash. Double honor to the apostles and the elder bishops of the great millstone. Greetings, salutations, and blessings unto the fellow laborers out there. Those of you, the men and women who have changed your lives through towards righteousness, that you may earn your salvation in these last days, man. Hell is coming, man. Stay close. Keep fighting and understand this is just the path to get to where we're trying to get to. So Lord willing, that was edifying. Till next one, Shalom.